Hi everyone, I take this opportunity to welcome you to my YouTube channel, and today we are discussing budgeting as an important aspect of personal financial planning. And I want to say here that everybody who earns an income needs to prepare a personal budget. And a personal budget is just a plan that individuals use to track their income and expenses. And you realize that even governments and companies prepare budgets. So sometimes I think, who are we not to? So when it comes to budgeting, all you need to do is, on one side, have your sources of income, list them, and then get what your total income is. On the other side, you have a list of your expenses and get the total what that expenses are, and then compare the two, so that if you have more income than expenses, then you're running what we call a surplus budget. And a surplus budget is a very good place to be, because then it means you getting left with something to save or invest. On the other side, we have also what we call a budget deficit, and this is a type of a budget whereby you find that the income, your total income, is less than the expenses you incur maybe within the month. And so you end up with a situation where you are forced either to borrow from friends, relatives, family, or even financial institution. And when it comes to borrowing, it's very important to note for what purposes we are borrowing. If you're borrowing because you engaged in excessive consumption, or your excess expenditure is due to consumption, then that's not a good place to be. But if you borrowed because you engaged you engaged in what we call investment projects, then I would think that will not be a bad place to be, because then you're betting that the projects you engage in are gonna produce more income in the future. So another type of budget we have is a balanced budget. Of course, this one is a rare one, whereby you get to balance your income and your expenses. Most of the time you find that people are either running a surplus budget or a deficit budget. And of course, it goes without saying that what is more common is a deficit budget. And I say beware why you are running the deficit budget, because if it is for consumption, then it may weigh your other goals down. And of course, when you budget, you want to list all your expenses, including both discretionary and non-discretionary expenditure. And when we talk of discretionary, these are just expenses that we can decide to delay for later. But for non-discretionary, these are things necessary for ongoing living. So that if it is food, shelter, and clothing, there is no way we can defer that. So budget for all those expenses. And of course, budgeting will also help you to really track where your money is going, and or in any case direct where your money goes to, so that if there are certain habits that are taking a toll on your finances, then you can be able to cut them loose early enough, so that you are able to be at a good place if currently you are at a place where you find that you are spending more than you earn, which essentially we say is living beyond your means. And that should not happen, because then it comes with additional costs of interest cost that you pay when you borrow money to fund the deficit you incur. So thank you for your time. I want to leave it at that for today, but my admonishment to you is that if you've not been preparing a budget, start preparing now. Or if you are like one of my friend who I talked to the other day and told me she doesn't prepare a budget, because what she does, she saves first before she can spend. So you get to choose your battles, or what kind of a person or investor or saver you want to be. So thank you very much for your time. Look forward to see you later in future videos. Goodbye.